answers, sometimes they can be a bit perturbed when they get an answer that isn't positive. But these are more guidelines than rules. And if something in it is not good looking, like if in the set we draw the tower, yeah, it's weird. It's not death. Death in this is actually almost a good thing. In the Major Arcana, a lot of people will see the card of death and they'll, oh no, death, that means someone's gonna die. Usually, it's more akin to a rebirth. Like, a bad situation is about to end, it's about to die, metaphorically speaking. And allow you to heal and renew. So, given the situation and circumstances, it might be good if we do draw death in some morbid, twisted way. It's the tower that we don't really want. So, fingers crossed, or whatever seems. Okay. So, these should be fairly well shuffled at this point. I always like to shuffle the cards before a reading because I find that it can get a bit sticky after a use. Not literally, I mean metaphorically. My hands are clean, don't worry. Even though, video chat. I find that they can get a bit clogged up with the energy of the last reading, and it's better to let them kind of clear off a bit of the bad vibes before cleaning them yourself. I've been practicing this kind of stuff for about 10 years now. I'm new enough to tarot, which is why I'll be referencing the book. I just want to make it really clear and good for your interpretation. I don't want to pretend like I know something I don't. If it was me, I would always prefer them check and make sure. So, with enough mumbling and rambling, I'm going to pick 3 cards from this deck. The past, the present, and the future. And depending on the card that I draw, as well as the orientation of a card, if a card is face up or face down, it has a different meaning. So I'm going to draw past, present, and future, and then I'll turn them up. And again, my apologies, the limitations of this is that I can't show you what's in front of me, but I can show you what I've drawn after. So, past, present, future. So, the past is the Hanged Man, which I will show you here is in the upside down position. This is how he would normally look. So, the Hanged Man, he almost looks like he's doing a bit of a river dance. Maybe he heard my accent and decided that he wanted to pull a Michael Flatley. So, Hanged Man for the past. For the present is the Empress, which is face up. And hopefully the glare on this isn't too bad. And you can see the purple and the gold in these cards. It's a really nice deck, isn't it? Yeah. It's super cheap as well. I was really surprised when I found it. And for the future, we have the Devil, which is upside down also. So 6 or so months. And stuck and in limbo is kind of how I would describe the last 7 months. And surrendering to the process and allowing it and giving it your dues and saying, this is a bad situation. How do I go and make this a good situation? Or, as I was saying, what new perspectives are becoming visible to you? Are you more aware of people in your life who are sick but maybe are now getting help that they didn't know they needed? Or are you more aware of what you need for your mental health? The introspective things that I think are really good to learn. Although this is maybe not the crucible most people would like to learn that in. So, again, these are all very broad. There are only answers you can answer. There are only questions you can answer for yourself. So, for the present, we have the Empress. She was face up. So, for the present, reads, abundance and creativity flows to you. You embody the mother archetype and are bringing new projects into being. Your divine feminine energy flows through you as you grow and nurture your babies. So, if you have any new creative processes that are going on at the moment, give them some energy, give them some time, feed them. They'll serve you in the long run. From my own experience with these tarot cards, I've always found them very good at doing this is something that you weren't thinking about, but you should be. Here's what you should be looking at. Here's this perspective that you didn't have before. So, last but not least, we have the Devil. We'll see what the upturn the Devil has for us. Usually he's in the details, but apparently this time he's in the cards. So, he was reversed. So for the future, it's saying, be aware of self-sabotage and self-destructive behaviors. Release any self-imposed limiting beliefs that are standing in the way of your growth and your expansion. Which I think kind of flows into the Empress card as well. It right now is for your creative processes and your creative outlets. The future is warning you to not become almost embroiled with them and to give yourself the room to create them and not to sabotage yourself with whatever you consider to be self-sabotage, I suppose. Again, I'm not you, and questions can only be answered by the people who asked them in this scenario. So I won't tell you what's good or what's bad. I won't tell you what answers, what meanings any card has. But I will say, didn't draw the Tower. That's wonderful. It's always good to not draw the Tower. So, now the major arcana, and we'll see what cards you get for this. Again, I'll shuffle them, and I am going to suggest a card read for us in this scenario. And I think some of them are very good. I'm not going to tell you what your answer is supposed to be. I'm just going to tell you decide, or any 1, 2, 3 answer kind of question. I usually tend to be more on the option A, option B, how to decide between, because I'm very indecisive. I don't really know where I get that piece of my personality, but I suppose I can't really tell where any of this comes from. So hi, sorry about that. I think the internet connection went out. It is raining out now, which is maybe not a great moment, but I guess we'll just have to deal with it. I might need to get a little closer to the mic if that's okay. It is really going quite heavy out, so hopefully that's not too distracting for the reading. Sorry about the cutout. I think it probably went with the oncome of the rain. So I hope your mind is settled on the three questions that I wanted to ask. And hopefully you've got what's in mind. So while I was trying to get this done, I got this shuffled. So we're going to do a spread 1, 2, and 3. Last, same as before. Okay, so the first card is the 5 of Pentacles, and it is facing up. I don't know if you can see it particularly well, but it is a woman that seems to be in the snow with a cloak on, with the 5 of Pentacles behind her. My camera won't focus on that, but it is a beautiful card. Next is the 2 of Cups, which is reversed, which seems to be a man and a woman holding onto a cup, 2 cups, with a caduceus. Coming out of the top of cups. So maybe some sort of intertwined nature might be the thing you were looking for. And Olivia, and the Knight of Wands is the next and final card. Again, reversed. So, yeah, that rain is pretty heavy, isn't it? That's one of the side effects of living in Ireland, unfortunately. It rains every single day without fail. Even in the summertime, yeah. There was a day during the summer, I think we got up to 28 degrees Celsius. That was at like 10 a.m. in the morning. It got up to something like 35 Celsius, which is like almost 100 Fahrenheit, give or take. Really ridiculous temperatures. And it was the hottest and the sunniest, and there was no clouds or anything. And we had a barbecue because Irish people get one barbecue a year. And we set up the barbecue, we had all the barbecue food going, sat down to start eating our food and start eating our barbecue. And it started to rain. We just had to laugh because there was no other option. It was either laugh or cry at that stage. Yeah, that's Ireland. Rain all the time. So, your cards, your meanings. Your first card you drew was the 5 of Pentacles upright. You are experiencing listen, understand a couple of things. None of us have any idea what we're doing. Everyone is just making it up as they go along. And the people who don't look like they're doing that are just very good at it. Hell, I've been doing paganism and stuff similar for 10 years, and I still use beginner's guide. So, if you're struggling in any way at the moment with self-sabotage or lack of confidence, we're all doing it. We're all lying. We're all pretending very well. You'll get better at pretending eventually. Imposter syndrome, which I can suffer from a lot. I turned it into conman syndrome. Look at me. I've pretended so well, nobody can tell I'm pretending. Aren't I great? And you just gotta turn that mentality on, and you'll have more fun, for sure. But again, as I've said, this is your reading, not mine. So, whatever meaning you want to ascribe to self-sabotage, lack of confidence, whatever, in your first answer. So for your second answer, you drew the Two of Cups. It was an upturn. So you find the Cups. So it was reversed. So the second answer, the second question was, you may be out of sync with a loved one or close friend and need to re-establish a common ground for the relationship to continue harmoniously. You may be projecting personal issues onto this person without realizing it. So, for my interpretation, I would say you're more than likely like someone you're very close to, and you are maybe a little out of sorts with them, and you could probably do with a bit of sitting down and mediating a conversation between the two of you and figuring out what the best course of action is for the two of you. But again, these are your cards, not mine. The last one you drew was the Light Wands. It was also reversed, which is interesting. I've drawn 4 reversed cards and 2 upright. It's just interesting to me. The answer in this question is you may be acting impulsively, trying to accomplish everything at once. This may work in the short term, but long term you could end up burning yourself out or not achieving your goals. You need to constructively channel this buildup of energy. And there it is, again, in the last card, just like the last time. There's this creativity, there's this thinking, there's this ideas in your head that you might be self-sabotaging by thinking about it too much. I've been making things for a long time. I have a book of poetry that I've written. I do tarot readings, and the answer is you're gonna make a mistake at some point. Why not? Of course, you're human, everyone's gonna make mistakes. Make them, learn them, grow. It's always been my motto in life, but I'm not you, and I will not tell you how to live your own life. I bought a tarot reader at a humble baby, and really unfortunately, but that rain that cut us off. I'm sorry that it cut us off, but I hope it came back fairly quickly, I think. So, my apologies for that, but hopefully you have enjoyed this tarot reading. And if you want to do another one at a different stage, I'm all the way down for it. Absolutely. If you want to go and do this again, you can absolutely. answer for yourself with the